All right, welcome back. This is well, I wouldn't call it lesson 2, but let's just put it as that for now, so it's easier for me to reference this on the Sunday. So if you have not watched lesson 1, the link is somewhere in the Discord. I will organize this, right? I will put a channel where there will be all the links for the live stream and other videos as well, so you will not be missing out. Right, this is lesson 2. Now, just a few caveats before we start. I will incrementally become more technical. So you may realize that the first few lessons are quite brief and very much like an overview. That's intended. That's designed as intended, because it has to pair together with the so I better note this down. So you notice that the first phase will be generally more of an overview and brief, right? Because it's as intended. That's what I'm trying to do, because it has to be paired together with the daily analysis. This is not the final form. I will incrementally become more technical as you also get more in tune with my style as I teach this over a live stream, because you notice this is very separate from the daily analysis that we have as well. All right. What will be the daily analysis, right? I have not done to what I like as well, because the daily analysis will lead to the training videos, right? So the training videos is separate from your course videos, right? So you're getting additional value, right? What you're going to get is you have the daily Discord analysis, and then from there you will have training videos, right? Because the training videos are important, because they are your day-to-day application of what's learned. Right, they are day-to-day application of what you learn, right, into the charts, right? And then on top of that, you're gonna have the course as a form of theory, of lessons, right? So this is what I call the practicum, and together with theory, and together with your daily Discord analysis. I will be introducing more to this, because I noticed that there's more I can do, because as you noticed, it has to be applicable to many different stages of traders, right? To the beginners, to the more intermediate, and obviously those that are already making big money. I want to be helping you as well, right? So to the point, I may even have live stream during trading days to help those that are require more deeper advanced help. But I obviously don't want to open it to everyone, so I must have certain qualifying factors. So that's something I'm thinking about as well. So I have you in mind, right? If you're not a beginner, right, I obviously have you in mind, because there's plenty of money to be made in the market, right? As long as you're able to catch certain things, it's quite important. Right, so if you have not watched the first lesson, please do so. Links in the Discord somewhere out there. We'll put it up. And most importantly, right, if you realize that the first phase, the first few lessons, they seem like not too technical or too detailed, it's by design, as I want to disclaim here, right? Most importantly, there's one more thing I want to tell you about, and it's I can't paywall it carefully yet. You notice this is on YouTube, right? You know what that means? It means that if one or two of you leaked the link, people in public can watch this. I don't want that, right? And I think you already know my concern with that. And so this is why at the moment, things are just overview and in brief. You understand the reason why. I will not go into the details. I will not go into too much of the theories that can be plagiarized until I can get this properly up, probably in another week or two. Right. So thank you for your patience. I want to make sure that that you are not shortchanged because you're paying for this. I don't want some freeloader to get this for free. You see what I mean? So I will be meaningfully trying to protect your interests as well. Right. So give me some time. I'm figuring this out. I found a solution to this. Someone's doing it for me now. So yeah, I think we're in good hands. All right. So without further ado, let's start today's lesson. Okay. Let me just catch up with all of you. If you can see the chat, yeah, I'm catching up with the chat as well. Yep. Hi guys. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah. All right. We'll keep this simple today. Now, a general overview today is I want you to understand. Let's talk a little bit about day trading and obviously the charts here. Why are you day trading, right? I've talked about this in a previous live stream, just a quick one. Right, you're day trading to accelerate the profits. This is not your final form. Always remember, when you are day trading, you're just trying to accelerate your profits. The reason why you're day trading, okay, it's because firstly, it can be done on a daily basis, right? You can instantly see results. That's why you're day trading, right? You're practically trying to make money and then you go away. So if you're trading on a daily basis, you have to take money every day, right? Otherwise, you're, well, in a way called it swing trading, which I try to dissuade you from doing because you have heard me many times that people mistaken swing trading, right? You have a very wrong understanding of swing trading. When you're day trading, you're trying to make money on a daily basis. And that means you have no headache. You can sleep well at night because you take your profits and you go away, right? So that's the basis of the many principles and rules that I create for you to follow every single day, right? For example, 3 trades a day, or some of you just one and done. That's what you need to be doing. And just take profits, go away. That's it. You don't have to care about where the charts are going. We can have a 10-point day. It doesn't matter, right? If you caught a 1 point out of that 10 points and it feeds your family for the day or for the week, you're done. You're done. That's it. No stress, right? There is, as we zoom out, right? So from a day trading perspective, you zoom out. And then there obviously will be your swing trading, which I will teach you the right version of what I think swing trading is. And obviously looking out into managing your portfolios and writing options, right? So writing or selling options, right? I gave you a few explanation in the previous live stream as well. So this comes as no surprise to you. So you need to understand the process behind this. However, in order for you to be understanding the range, say from the top to bottom Bollinger, right? Say to the bottom Bollinger is currently is a 20-point range, right? You cannot learn to manage a 20-point range if you don't know how to manage the risk of a 2-point range. Don't mention 2-point range. If you cannot even manage 0.2 points range of risks, what makes you think you have the ability to manage 20 points risk? You understand what I'm trying to talk to you about. And therefore, some of you are swing trading without understanding how to manage your risks. You're learning to fly before you walk. And likewise, if you're managing a portfolio, right, and you don't understand how to be managing risks in a range as large as 20 points here, how are you going to manage your risks if you don't even learn how to manage it for 2 points? This is not even 2 points. This is 0.2 points. Right? So understanding, this is why you learn day trading. And some of you don't like to day trade, and that's absolutely fine. In fact, I like that, right? If you're not looking to day trade, that's not a bad thing. but you need to know. You need to learn how to day trade. This day trading will teach you everything you need to know about what you are to expect in managing a portfolio, in swing trading, in opening spreads, in whatever you want to do in the charts thereafter. Because so much is packed into this day trading. This is intense. This is difficult, but it gives you everything you need to know. And that's why we run the Discord server daily by day trading. I teach you day trading because when you day trade enough, you will naturally know how to swing trade. You will naturally know how to be managing a portfolio thereafter. Now, when you understand this, you know why we're doing day trading, right? Now, there are additional perks to day trading as well. Absolutely. Right, especially now with the introduction of 0 day to expiry. Now, the perks are just awesome. And you have to learn how to be taking advantage of these perks, right? Firstly, day trading gives you extreme leverage. Extreme leverage. It's amazing. Have you heard of the trade? Say the final 10 minutes trade, right? I like to use examples like that, right? The magenta, I charted this, and obviously we broke into this. Did you know if you take a trade here, if you open something 0 day to expiry, I think if you chose your strike at 20 day, by here, you would have 20x your money. 20x in 5 minutes. That is definitive, almost definitive, because you have your precision algorithms in place. Obviously, you're not going to extract all 20x, right? I don't always do that. But if you protect enough, you can easily get 4, 5x from this, fully protected, fully stress-free, allowing the algorithms to bring your runners back home. This is known as leverage. It's incredible if you learn how to be using leverage. Now, all wealthy people know how to use leverage. When I teach you how to manage your portfolio, when I teach you how to open spreads, when I teach you how to write options, you will be learning to use leverage. Remember this word. Leverage is what will make you, well, I wouldn't say rich, but it will make you skillful in the stock market. And when you're skillful in the stock market, you are going to make money. Right? So you understand the process to it, right? You don't make money by jumping layers. You make money because you're skillful at it. Yeah. So that's important. Now, when you understand that, then day trading makes sense. Because you're not looking to bring your portfolio $1 million and you 20x that. That's not realistic. You enter 1 million in position, this is not going up. If you enter $1 million here, you will stay down. You will not cash in. Because there's not enough orders to pay you. Right, so you also have to understand that. So sometimes, right, especially if you're paper trading, you think, I missed this large opportunity. I could have put in $1 million there. No, you can't. There's just not enough volume at times, right? This is what happens when you day trade and you paper trade, you do simulated trading, you do your funded platform trading. That's not real. They're all simulated. They're not real. So you have no understanding of the order books. You have no understanding how your trade impact the real life exchange and stock market. So you always think, I just have to put $1 million here. I become $20 million richer after this. No, it doesn't work that way, right? You have to understand that this have to accelerate a small amount. If you put 10,000 here, yes, you will cash in. That's more than enough liquidity for you to do that. And so that's why, to prevent, in trading, you want to create this consistency, right? Only in consistency are you able to improve and find progress every day. So you have to create that consistency for yourself. The problem is, you can be consistently wrong, and you don't even know that. So some of you are truly consistent because you follow a certain rule, not mine. You follow some rules elsewhere, right? Someone taught you something and you are consistent with that. But you can be consistent, but you can be consistently wrong. You see the problem with that, right? So what you need to be learning to do is create some consistency for yourself, right? And the consistency for day trading, I can tell you, is you don't over leverage. I would not want you to be day trading with millions of dollars or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. You shouldn't be, right? In fact, I've been showing you a few $1,000s is enough. You will make good money on a daily basis, right? I don't trade more than 40,000. I don't have more than 50,000 now every day when I day trade. It's more than enough for me. I usually, my metrics, as I told you in my previous live stream, is about 20 to 35% profits a day. If I trade, if I trade really with it's about that. This is an average, right? So once I get to 20 to 35%, I stop. That's it. I don't be more aggressive. And with a $50,000 account, right? 20% will give you your 10,000. That's good enough for me, right? It's good enough for me. I'm done for the day. So you probably, right? I learned this about myself because you probably remember the older members. I tried to do a 6-figure a day challenge. I can't break through that. 6-figure a day consistently is impossible for me at this point because I can't find the liquidity to do it, right? So my edge is not there. My edge is not in 6-figure on a day trading basis. I can do 6 figures swing trading, no problem, right? You've seen me do that several times. But it's not on a daily basis. I can't do it on a daily basis. However, if you remember, I've done many times 5 figures consistently, right? Running for days. Yeah, for days, for weeks. I've done 5 figures every single day for weeks. If you remember, if you were here long enough, right? And I've shown you how it can be done even with 0.5 to 1 point trades, right? So anyway, the point is, I tried it. 6 figures, it's very difficult. And I realized that's the sort of consistency that you need to build. The consistency in your size of your contracts. So what I'm trying to say is create that consistency in your trading, your bet sizing. You get better at it, right? I attempted to do 6 figures a day. I can't. It's out of my edge. It's not. I wouldn't say it's not possible, but I cannot create a consistency. And so it affected me. So you have to create that consistency in your bet size, right? So if you're trading 5 contracts, keep at it. 5 contracts, 10 contracts, keep it consistent. And then you will improve from there slowly and slowly. You realize my metrics as well. I keep it consistent. Once it hit 20 to 35%, I scale down. This is as good as it gets. I don't want to get more greedy. I use this, and I use it to not day trade. I use this profit to accelerate my other agenda in my trading. For example, buying more stocks or opening new positions in writing options. So when you understand that your consistency contracts, your number of bet size, you're good to go. That's the most basic you'll have to do. Right? So far, so good. You understand that? Now, when you understand the point of day trading, and that's to create the leverage. As I was saying, right? You want to create the leverage. You know that even with a small account size. Let's say you have 10, well, maybe not 10,000. I've done many times, right? Small account. Where is it? Small account here. I've done it many times, right? 10K from 10K, 10K from 7K, 9.5K with 5K, 3K, 5K with 3K, 25K with 10K, 28K with 5K, 7K with 2K, 10K with 3K. Now, to be honest, 2 to 3K account, it's very difficult. Really, really difficult. I really tried. Yeah, it's difficult. I would think 10,000 will be a very sweet spot, yeah? So 10,000 is the sweet spot. I know it's not small to some of you, but just for this sake of teaching this, right? I would consider 10,000 as a small account. So the point is, you just take 10,000 of what you have, right? In this case, if you have $1 million, I'm using $1 million portfolio as an example, right? 10%, $10,000 is just 1% of your portfolio. So my point is this: you just need to take 1% of your money to day trade, and you accelerate it. Day trading must be to accelerate a small amount of your money. You understand the logic? So when you do it that way, you realize that day trading shouldn't be the main bulk of your income. So the point of day trading is very simple. The point of day trading is for you to be intensely involved in the chart so you can learn not just the basics, but the advanced part of managing risks. Because when you can learn to manage risk from 0.2 points, I can tell you you're ready to manage risk for 20 points. That's the point of day trading. But at the meantime, you learn how to be leveraging and making big money from small money. That's the point. Now, once you get better at this, right? You can make good money from $10,000. Who am I to tell you that you cannot make money with $100,000? For me, I realize 50 is my sweet spot, right? I don't want to get involved more. If I'm trading full time without having to be doing analysis, I'm sure I can do much more, right? But I'm multitasking every single day. I probably don't want to give myself too much stress now, right? Especially after my surgery. Back then, it was easy work for me. I realized back then, right? I would take trades up and down, zombies. I would take it easily. Now I can't take zombies that efficiently anymore. I mean, I know myself, right? It's getting a little bit, I'm getting a little slower. And that's fine, right? I accepted that. I struggled for a bit after my surgery, but I accepted that. It is part of life. But I have gained new perspective, and I'm better in other ways now. Am I more profitable? Yes, I am. In fact, I am more profitable now because I have created that consistency for myself in terms of writing my options, and that's where the bulk of your money has to come in. Not just from day trading. Day trading accelerates some of your small account so it can contribute into your larger purpose. You must always remember that. You cannot be just making money from day trading. So if you're joining me, day trading must not be your end-all, be-all. It cannot be. It must be a means to the end. If you truly want to be wealthy, day trading is not the way to go. Don't get fooled by those on YouTube that are just fooling you, right? Those people are not rich. Those people are just scamming you, right? The really wealthy ones, they are the ones managing portfolio. They are the ones managing assets. Day trading may get you there, but you have to understand its purpose in the entire scheme of your entire trading career, right? So this is why we day trade. All you got to do, show up every day, right? Show up every day. That's all you got to do. When you show up every day, you learn how to day trade. You do two things at once. You train yourself. You become a better trader, and you learn to accelerate a small account of your money. And when you will make enough money that way as well, right? So that's why I always say feed your family. Personally, I make, say, 4, 5. I don't spend that much money for my family. I just need about $1,000 a day for my family, maybe less, for all my running expenses. Maybe about $700-800. But I easily make 4 figures minimally every day. That's enough to cover for my family. You see the point. You create your own rules for your own life, because when I know that I'm paying for everything on that day itself, it makes me sleep better. So the point is very simple, right? You create your rules that will benefit your own life purposes. So this is why day trading is important, because you have a conclusion at the end of the day. You need to have that in order to create consistency, in order to create habit, in order to create routines. So Day trading is important. Trust me on this, right? It is psychologically very important when you day trade because you conclude every single day. When you have a conclusion, whether it's red, whether it's green, whether it's nothing, you don't trade that day. It is a conclusion anyway. And when you conclude on a daily basis, you create consistency, you create habit, you create routine, and you can flesh out your life purpose with routine and habits. That's very important when you day trade. Okay. So when you understand this, then you know why you're day trading. Then you know why it's so difficult. And that's fine because it's difficult for a reason. There is a leverage. But truthfully speaking, between you and me, how difficult it is when you have penny perfect algorithms. That is something I don't understand. Now, I mean, come on. You trade with me every single day. You see it for yourself. You see it for yourself, guys. Right? How difficult can this be once you're able to figure out the penny perfect algorithms? And when I chart for you every day, even if you're not able to identify them as yet. Now, for you people out there who want me to teach you how to be charting the algorithms, I'm already doing that for you every single day. Take it as you will. You think I'm hiding this? I'm doing it live for you every single day. See it for yourself. See it for yourself, right? And you see how beautiful it is. How is that not helping you in your trading? Now, at the end of the day, your trading decision has to be from you. Only you can make the trading decision. How much money you want to make? How much risk do you want to take? No one can tell that for you. And this is why signals will never work. Because the person giving you the signal will never know what's your risk appetite, will never know how much money you need to make, will never know your account size, will never know your metrics for your profits. Right? Some of you can hold runners longer than I do. Congratulations. But at how much risks? So you have to figure all this out, and that's why you have to develop your own metrics. Now, if you have not read the ebook, you have to do it. The link is under every description of every video that I have. You have to understand the different stages, and one of the biggest stages is to develop your own metrics. You need to know your metrics. If you don't have metrics, you cannot monitor, you cannot improve. You don't know what to improve on, right? And that, once again, the name of the game is consistency. Develop the consistency. Now, when you understand that, right? When you understand that, then I can go into a little bit more of the technicals. Then it will make sense. All right, so far so good. Give me 1 minute. I will drink a little bit of water. Just 1 minute. Yeah, 1 minute. Give me 1 minute. 1 minute. Right, thank you. I'm back. Now, let's understand a little bit about leverage. Right, someone in the comments write something very, very, it's good. It's the right thing. I want to talk about this. So what happens when you buy one contract of SPY? When you buy one contract of SPY, you're basically buying 100. Say your strike is at 680, right? 680. How much is the leverage, you think? You're buying $68,000 worth of shares, right? So if this goes up 1 point, you make $100, right? $100 because of one contract of SPY. So that's your leverage. Instead of making $1, right? by buying one SPY share. If you buy one contract of SPY, you're buying 100 shares, right? You increase by $100. So every dollar increase, you make $100. You understand that? For every dollar increase, you are making $100 profit. That is with assumption that your delta is 10 delta, right? So usually you're taking something out of the money slightly or at the money. So let's say you have 0.5 delta, right? So basically with that $1 increase in SPY, you're making $50. Take a look at that leverage. That leverage is a $50 leverage. It's amazing. You understand the logic behind this. That's why trading options is slightly dangerous. It's dangerous, right? So basically, you're given a capital of $68,000 to play with, right? With that one contract. How much is a contract of SPY? Sometimes if it's something out of money, I would guess probably $1, right? A dollar contract, you're given $68,000 to play with. You understand, to be involved in the market. Obviously, you don't make $68,000, right? Because SPY is very liquid. SPY moves very little. You don't have 10% days on SPY. You don't have that, right? And that's why they're able to give you that sort of buying power and leverage. So you understand that. Now, this is SPY. Say you're trading SPX, right? You're given $680,000 to play with. That's just ridiculous, isn't it? Right? Understand this is leverage. And when you can understand this, you understand the gravity of the situation. If you're trading SPX, someone is trusting you to trade $680,000 worth of share with every contract you have. Now, can you tell me, are you $1 million trader? Absolutely. You're given the power and the ability in today's world and market with the technology that we have, with a trading platform, to be given this much assets to be playing with. This is unheard of in the past. I tell you that. It's unheard of. Who is going to give you that sort of assets to be trading, right? This sort of collateral to be trading with. And that's only possible because there are market makers, there are a lot of liquidity, the buyers and sellers. There's a lot of money running in this world. There's complicated instruments such as options to price down your leverage, and that's why you have the ability to do that. When you can understand leverage like this, right, you will understand how I trade sometimes. Now you notice sometimes when there's something that's deep in the money, right, I would take a $20 contract for SPX sometimes. You notice that, right? Because this would already be about 8 delta, right? 7 or 8 delta, right? You get the point. About 7 to 8 delta. So all I got to do, take 20 contracts, right? It's just got to move 1 point. It's just got to move 1 point. When it moves 1 point, this goes up $27. $27. Imagine that. That's $700. That's 5 figures right there immediately. 5 figures. When you understand that, you will know how to be planning your trades, understanding your delta, understanding how much the market needs to move, understanding your consistency in the number of contracts. So I would take 20. That's my minimum, right? About that, 10, 20. I usually take 20. 20 is about that. 20 to 50, right? I don't take more than 50. Not anymore. I used to. Not anymore. 20 is a very good average for me. And so before I already know how to get to my $10,000, right? I already have the math already planned out for me. I know how to be taking my trades thereafter from there and what kind of trades I want to be looking out for. So I want to be looking out for 7 delta, 8 delta, maybe 5, 6 delta. And I want to be looking for a move that can give me maybe half a point move, 1 point move for this 20 contracts to give me $10,000. You understand that? Anything else, it doesn't matter to me. It's too little for me. It's not worth my time. How much is your time worth? Remember, you're not the needy one here. You're the one calling the shots. You know immediately how much you want to make, and you are the one that's calling the shots. You know how to be in control. So plan your trades ahead. And that's with understanding of your delta, understanding consistency. Remember, consistency. Now, math is like this. You do it long enough, it becomes mental for you, right? You can calculate this without even needing a calculator because you've done it every single day. So firstly, I keep my numbers round, but obviously if you keep it too round, people can hunt you. So I do like 13.7, I do 14.6, I do, yeah, that's about it. 13.7 is something very usual I do, right? You make the numbers difficult for others to catch up. 13.7, right? And when you do that, you keep it a round number at 20. When you have a round number at 20, it's easier for you to calculate, right? You know the delta, you know how much points you need to move. Usually, SPY will, a very standard move is between 0.5 to 1 point. Use that to your advantage. Use that to your advantage. Anything more is a big bonus, right? So use that to your advantage. 0.5, 1 point, that's good enough, right? Sometimes you get 3-point moves, that's fine. Now, the larger the moves, the worse it is for you for 0 day to expiry. So I don't enjoy large days. I don't. That's why don't be looking out for the big days, because when there's big days, your IV increases. When your IV increases, your implied volatility increases. Your implied volatility increases. Your contract price goes up. So your contract price, PX is for price, goes up. When your contract price goes up, it gets more expensive. A $20 contract, for example, it was usually 7 delta, 8 delta, right? Now $20 contracts maybe 3 to 4 delta. That's terrible. It's terrible. So now instead of a 1 point move, I need a 2 point move. If the structure permits, that's great. I don't mind if the structure permits. Yeah, sometimes even if you can see, sometimes within the same algorithm here, you can have 1 point moves within the same algorithm. That's fine. So understand your math, understand the structure. And one of the big lessons I taught you in the first lesson was to understand your range. When the market opens, immediately identify your range. How much of the range are we talking about today? Do we have a 1 point chop, 2 point chop, 3 point chop? What is the liquidity range? Take a look. In this case, the liquidity range here is 4 points. 3, sorry. So 3 points to build liquidity. So I expect the move that breaks out to be more than 3 points. So that's fine, right? But usually I don't allow. Remember, I talked about refresh rate as well. Your eyes can register something very quickly. That's a refresh rate, usually your 1 minute candle, right? So anything more than a 1 minute candle. I mean, take a look at this 1 minute candle. This 1 minute candle is 1.33 points. Now, obviously not to the top wick, it's to the open and close. So this is 1.33 points. So anything more than this, it's a risk, right? You're allowing the market to refresh a new candle, and you don't know whether it's truly going up or not. In some cases, this is a lucky case, right? Where your second candle, let me just zoom it in slowly so you understand it better. Now, your second candle opens above the previous one and it continues going up. So this is fine. This is great, right? So this is actually one large green candle. That's not a problem. The problem comes when you have wicks. When you have wicks that enter into the inside zone of the previous candle, it looks clear here, right? But during live trading, when this turns red for a while, do you really know it's going to continue going up? If it continually stays green, and this continually stays green, just a little wick, that's fine. It's not a big concern, but it started wicking in below. You have no idea. For example, this red candle here. Now, eventually we still went up, but you have an engulfing candle to start with. How do you know if it's continuing going up? You have no idea. Even if you charted this orange, right? You know, if you charted this orange, you know. But I'm not going to take the risks because this slippage is very high. If this continues to go down, you're going to lose more value. That's not linear. You're going to lose a lot of slippage. So by then, you take your profits already, especially if you're trading options. Now, the beautiful thing about trading options is that your leverage affects your slippage as well. So there will be people that will be selling with slippage, and you will earn that slippage because you catch the trade early. You will always make money if you anticipate selling early. You will. Trust me on that, right? In due time. Right, okay. Now the point is, what I'm trying to tell you is, this is a 1 point candle, right? So I'm not going to take more risks than what my eyes can immediately see when the candle closes. I'm just going to take profits while it's still a full green candle. And before then, you don't know whether the second candle is going to build. You don't, so you take a profit. And in this case, 1.33 point is as good as it gets. But let me tell you, with 7 delta, this is a $1 move. For SPX, this is a $10 move. Amazing, isn't it? A $10 move. I will just need 10 contracts for this. Not 20 anymore. So you understand the point behind that, right? When you can do your own math beforehand and you plan your trades, you know the limitations you're working on. So SPY has its certain limitations. And you have to put them all together. And these are my years of experience, and I'm teaching you this, right? In terms of the refresh rate, you hear it first. In terms of the liquidity building range, in terms of how SPY operates, and obviously you have to plan how much you want to make your money from that. So these are the basics of understanding your price before you even get to the chart reading, isn't it? You have to first plan your approach and your how you want to attack the market and find profits in the charts. Now, just reading the chat just quickly, just making sure that I have just catching up to. Now, some of the questions that you're asking, yeah, are already answered somewhere or another in a video or two. So I'm obviously not going to answer them. Now, you probably have your answer everywhere here, right? Obviously, I'm going to organize them better. And the point is this, right? So much of trading is not just theory. It's apprenticeship, right? I didn't learn to get to where I am by reading textbooks. Obviously not, right? I followed a very good boss who taught me the ropes. More than just teaching. You know, the word teaching is such a under what's it called? An underrated word, right? Because he didn't just teach me verbally. You see, we assume that it's over a classroom, the word teach. But he taught me by showing me, by doing it every single day, by showing up, and by being a role model. I watch him do it. I watch him have skill do it. He taught me all the small things. He didn't teach me directly, but he taught me what was important. And I built it from there. So that's the point, right? So the word teach does not necessarily mean that it comes from a classroom, because that's where we learned most of our things from in our life, because we stop learning once we get out of the classrooms, most of us. So you don't normally associate the word teach to apprenticeship. But if you show up every day, you are going to learn something every day, and it all builds up, it all accumulates. You will see it for yourself. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Anyway. Okay, now you understand the preamble before a trade, right? That's important. You understand how to be doing your own math. That's why you see my, right, I always talk about the 5-figure trades here, right? I always talk about the small account trades here. I always talk about the small structure here for your trades. Right, there was a period of time I was just showing you how to be taking 100% trades, if you remember. I do it every single day for 3-4 weeks. I have not even compiled it yet, which I'm going to do that. 3 weeks, I think, 3 or 4 weeks, every day, 100% trades, how to be identifying them. So these are the reason why I go through all that, so you see it for yourself and you can plan accordingly. Now, when you understand that, you understand the value of trading with leverage. Because if you're day trading this, it's simple, right? If you buy it at 680, you sell it at 682, you make $2. It's simple, right? But it's not that simple when you're trading options, because options give you leverage. So you understand why you need to trade with leverage. If you're already doing the same thing, Obviously, you want to do it with leverage. But with leverage, likewise, your downsides are also leveraged. You're gonna lose more money too. So what's the downside of leverage of options? The downside of options, especially trading 0 day to expiry, it's not the value itself. It's not the value of the contract. It's time. You're fighting against time. Because delta protects you as well, right? If you're taking something that's 2 delta, for example, or 0.2, right? What's going to happen is that you are going to lose less value as it gets less valuable. You understand the logic behind that, because your delta will reduce once you're out of the money, right? So it becomes 0.1, 5, 0.1, 8, 0.15, 0.1. You know, as you get out of the money, it becomes lower, your delta, which means that you are losing less money. And when you understand that, yeah, your downside is covered. But this decay gets faster and faster over time. So you're not fighting your contract value. When you change your perspective of understanding options, you're fighting against time. And when you know what you're fighting against, right, you know when to make your good trading decision. And what's my criteria for you when you're making trading decisions? Once it's out of the algorithm that you don't want, you cut it. You cut it. You get out of it, because you're trying to cut your time in a trade. When you learn how to cut your time in a trade, you will lose less money, even when you're losing. Understand that, please. That's the most important thing. It's not the contract value that you should be worried about. It's the time that you're in the contract. I think I showed you something 2 weeks ago or something like that. Or was it last week? There was a particular day, right? And market went up. It was quite beautiful. Was it this day? I think it was last week. So anyway, what happened was that the market went up 5 points or something like that. Let me try to recall which day was it. Was it this day? One of the days, yeah. No, it's definitely not this day. One of the days, I think this day. When was this? 26th January. I think it was this day. I told you, if I took a contract here, a call here, right? It would still be the same price here if I took it at 5-day moving average. If this was this out of the money, right? I would have went up 3 points. It would still cost the same. You would have made $0. So the point is not whether you're right or not. Yeah, the point is the time that you spend in a trade. And you realize the best money you make are always the punchy trades, right? The ones that are within the precision algorithm. And when you're in the precision algorithm, because your gradient is so high, your move is quick over a small period of time. You understand the 2D axis here, right? The 2 axis here, right? Small amount of time, large movement. Small amount of time, large movement. And what is the derivative of X and Y? Gradient, right? So your gradient is steep. That's why you have small and large here. So this is what you want. You spend small time for the large movement. How? Steep gradient. Once again, little time, large movement, steep gradient. What is a steep gradient called that I told you about? Precision algorithm. If you stay in a precision algorithm, you will make money. Simple. Don't stay in a tapering algorithm. When you're staying in a tapering algorithm, as I've shown you here, and I'm not sure whether it's this day, right? But you remember that day when I told you, if you open a contract here and you close it here, it's the exact same price. Yeah, even after 3 points or 4 points. You remember that day. Some of you remembered it. You see, it's still trending up in the buying algorithm, isn't it? But you don't make money at all. All right, understand that. So, remember, you're not fighting against the contract value. You're fighting against time. Now, when you understand this, when this becomes your basis of your trading decisions, everything changes. And trust me, everything changes. Your trading decisions are no longer determined by money, contract value, whatever. It doesn't matter, right? Your trading decision matters now because of time. Keep this low. if you're trading 0 day to expiry, right? And why are you trading the 0 day to expiry? Because you have the highest leverage. You have the highest leverage. You want the leverage. That's the reason you're trading 0 day to expiry, isn't it? Because you want the leverage. And if you want to be trading 0 day to expiry, you think about time, not about contract value. It doesn't matter. You think about time. Okay, so far so good. Yeah. Now let's get back to current day. Yeah. Now, so far so good, isn't it? Right. So, give me a shout out if you understand what I'm trying to say in the comment section in YouTube, while I just take another sip of water. Yeah, give me a shout out. Let me know so far you're understanding. Type it out so that I know you understand what I'm trying to say. Just a simple short sentence, that's fine too, right? And then I'll go on to the next segment. Okay, thank you for the shout out. Yeah, it's important for me, and it gives me some time to take a sip of water. Okay, how long are we running now? Oh, 1 hour. Oh, today's a long day, huh? But you know, I'm really happy to do this. I'm really happy to do this. Once again, show up every day, do the work. It will add up and it will benefit you. So thank you for being here, especially in this weekend. Obviously, the viewership is much lower than average, and we all know why. But you know, if you're here, it will benefit you, right? So thank you for showing up. Okay, now let's go to the next point, right? So once you understand that time is against you, now, as I mentioned, once again, remember this: short amount of time, large movement, gradient. Yeah, that's the derivative, right, of your x and y axis, right? The derivative is your gradient. You look for precision algorithms. So in your entire day trading, every single day, this is what you look out for. You look out for your precision algorithms. Now, the word precision algorithms, I use it to determine the strongest algorithm that will break out. So breakouts, you have to understand now. This, I will have to break it down into, funny how breakout, we'll have to break it down into several lessons. So firstly, I have to break down into structure. So you have to understand structure. Some of you don't even understand the structure that I'm talking about, right? You have to understand structure. You have to understand the types of algorithms. So the types of algorithms, you have to understand that. You have to understand the nature of breakout. Why do something break out, right? And you have to understand the precision, or the strongest algorithm, the strength of algorithms. So the types of algorithms, I'm going to teach you the strength of the algorithms as well. Now, I'm going to use math to explain all this, right? As I did with your short time, long movement, right? Gradient. When you understand principles like that, it helps you with, you understand where it came from, right? So for example, I taught about this the last time, cup and handle, remember? I talked about cup and handle, and what's the point of cup and handle in math, in mathematical form? It is soaking up the sellers that were once there, right? So you see, you soak up the sellers, but the buyers are actually still in control. That's why when they break out, it is a stronger breakout, because you have soaked up all the sellers. So you understand the logic behind that, right? The logic, not just necessarily the math. I can't math this out for you because it's just simple addition and subtraction, right? If 50, anyway, the logic behind that, right? So understand this, right? There are many more things I want to teach you regarding that as well. So I can't teach you the breakout without first teaching you structure, right? So I will have a lesson where I go through the structure, including things I don't usually use. So for example, there are things I don't usually use, such as your descending wedges, your ascending wedges, right? So I will talk about all those as well and explain them. That's important. But if you watch the daily training videos with my daily analysis, there are times where they appear. So I will also spend some time to touch a little bit on them. So you realize the entire learning is overlapping, right? So theory, and then it will be overlapped by lots of practical applications on a daily basis. So you can see how your learning is not just latching one end to another. It's not like that, right? The theory, even the theory is overlapping. It has to be overlapping, something like that, right? So this is your theory, and then your practicum will be overlapping your theory by a lot as well. So the point about learning is to just show up and you will learn a little every day. You know, they will overlap each other. Some of you want efficient learning, you know, you want to learn like that and then like that, latch on perfectly. No, this is not learning. Don't fool yourself. Learning is not like that. Learning is a lot of repetition. Learning is a lot of reinforcement. Learning is a lot of already, you think you know, right? But the more you are exposed to it, the more you don't know. So learning is overlapping. And that means showing up, even if it's the same thing, you don't despise the same thing that's already taught. You think you've learned it, but no, you have not, right? And that's the beauty of learning. So if it's something you think you know, if it's something you've heard before, right, have the right spirit of learning and just allow it to overlap, because you are going to learn more from that, right? Now, liquidity is also a very important concept. You're right. So I will also teach you about liquidity, right? So basically liquidity is where your buyers and sellers, you know, you understand where the orders are, you understand the congregation of orders, you know that there are big movements, you know there are support and resistances. Where do support and resistances come from as well, right? So they all tie in together. Now, I'm going to help you very quickly how to make everything make more sense. Very simply, and then I will end today. But this will be very important, so stay tuned now, right? If you're not paying attention, now it's the time to do that. Every single day, you will notice I will always identify, firstly, the precision algorithms. You notice that. Whether they are buying or selling, I will always try to identify them first. Why? Because this will be a money maker. I always tell you that. You look out for your precision algorithms. They will be the one that helps you make money. They will be your breakout candles, right? So you notice, especially start of the day, right? I always try to identify them. Now, once you have your precision algorithms, you look out for structure, okay? And your structure is being built by your control algorithms. So far, so good. Now, your control algorithms can come in two forms, right? Your bullish control or your bearish control. Okay, so far so good. I'm going to erase this so you understand so far. Bullish and bearish control. Yeah. Now, how do the bulls control? How do the bulls control? The bulls control by selling. Now, use a cup and handle, for example. This is a cup that started closing, right? This was Friday. I talked about this, and we understood the pink algorithm here, together with the teal, yeah? So there's teal and this pink. Sorry, there's teal and this pink, right? So the handle here is actually still bullish, right? So how are the bulls controlling this? The bulls are controlling by controlling the selling. You understand? Now, selling is supposed to be bearish, but if the bulls are controlling the selling, is actually bullish, because they are controlling the selling in order to build liquidity to push it back up. But you understand, the bullish control, in this case, the pink, is actually a bearish algorithm, because this is still a sell algorithm. You understand? So the point is understanding which algorithm is being controlled by who. Most of the time, the precision is clear-cut. If the precision is a buy, it is bullish. Because at such a strong gradient, it is unlikely, like this, for example, this orange, such a strong gradient, it's unlikely the bears are so aggressive in building the liquidity. So in this case, this bullish algorithm is usually a bullish algorithm. A bullish precision algorithm is usually a bullish algorithm. You understand that? So you have to understand who is in control. Very important. And this is why once we identified the yellow algorithm that day, you are very clear. Until the yellow starts to build liquidity and head down, this is not bearish. So this yellow is not a bearish control until we build liquidity on the way down. Understand that, right? So the algorithms are multifunctional. You cannot look at them and think, you must be bullish, you must be bearish. The only one with certainty I can tell you will be the precision algorithms, because their gradient is so strong. It's very unlikely they are used to be controlled by someone else. However, a precision algorithm can be used as a stop hunt most of the time. So you see, it gets complicated, and you've seen this happen, right? This is what I call a failed continuation. So you will notice I use these terms like that a lot in the Discord server, and that's why I'm trying to run through them with you now. There's a glossary, I will be preparing that as well. But the point is simple. You understand them as failed continuation, and usually they are to use as stop hunt. So you've probably seen this before, right? Let's ignore all these. Let's ignore this, right? Liquidity built here, breakout, grab the handle, go down. Yellow algorithm. You've seen this before. It happens many, many times, right? This is known as a failed continuation. And this is why in a trade, you take advantage of it. If it goes back up in that precision, you take a profit and you stop it right when it gets out of the precision algorithm. Very simple. Very, very simple. It doesn't get easier than this, right? So the precision algorithms are the most straightforward. Then you go to the control. Now the control algorithms, there are many different types, right? So you notice in this case, the cup, there is your teal and there's your pink. So this is known as your dual algorithms concept. I talked about dual algorithms a lot in my trading videos, so please do check them out. I will add the links and organize them in the Discord server. Give me time, I'm organizing them now. Dual algorithms are very important in helping you obtain confirmation, right, of a trade. Now you cannot predict, but you can find confirmation to help you in your trading decision. It gets easier. So remember, there's no guarantee for sure, because most of the time there are competing algorithms. That's where the concept of the liquidity wedge comes in, right? So some of you want to catch the trade from the bottom to the top. That's very, 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 very unlikely. You shouldn't, right? Because as I told you, you just need 0.5 to 1 point in the trade. This is probably a 3-point trade here. You don't need the full 3 points. So you have to have a trade-off. I trade off 1 point in order to have confirmation on obtaining a certainty for that 0.5 points. You see, you need a trade-off. You cannot obtain this 3 points unless you're really skilled or you're really lucky, all right? So you're not also trying to find this 3 points. That's not your goal. You shouldn't give yourself that sort of stress every day. In fact, I will trade off 0.5 point to see this, that it has broken out of that teal. You see, it's broken out of the teal. So you know that the bears are not truly in control. So I look for more confirmation here. I see that it's orange, that's still going up, right? I see that the cup has closed. I see there's a very strong candle here and it's going to retest the pink. So I took a trade here. I think my trade was here. I could be wrong. Anyway, you take a trade here because you have the confirmation from the break of teal. So I sacrificed 0.5 point here. I sacrificed 1 point here for a confirmation to enter here. And I still have tight stops because it's still in that orange. It's still a very tight stop here, right? I still have tight stops. And I protected my trade then, so my stops are even tighter now. I have so much more room for my trade to breathe. And thereafter, it broke out, and I take my profits here, especially when it breaks out of that pink. I have even more confirmation, right? I have more confirmation here as well on the way up. And by then, I'm already in a trade that's protected. So these confirmations just lifts my spirits, because it tells me that my already protected runners may be making more money. So then you tell yourself there's no need to cut your runners. You see, you manage your trade like that. And this can only happen once you protected your trade. So always protect your trade, be stress-free, you can assess it much better. So this is known as trade-off, right? You're trading off this early candle, so you have more confirmation to catch this 0.5 trade of that continuation that you want from that cup that started closing. Watch the training videos. I do it. It's even better, but with a simple understanding of what I'm trying to talk about for now. Right, so just a recap. I will go through more in detail once I get the paywall up and more private servers up. And once again, this first phase is mostly overview. So the training videos at the start will be very, very helpful for you, as I also run through all the jargons and all the technical understanding. So right now is an overview, so don't be too worried about that. Let's see. Yeah, just a recap quickly again. Why are you day trading? You have to understand that, right? I touched about that in the start of the day. I'm just looking at my notes now, so don't mind me. If I pause one for there's a reason I'm pausing. Yeah, I'm just referring to my notes. Yeah, so you understand why you're day trading. That's important. You understand the point of leverage, right? You understand why you're taking 0 day to expiry. You understand that with 0 day to expiry, your trading decisions has to be based on time. And when it's based on time, it makes sense only when you're taking it on the precision algorithms, right? And then using precision algorithms, you understand the different types of algorithms here. When you understand the different types of algorithms, which I will teach you in the next video, you understand structure, how to be putting together structure. You understand how to be putting together liquidity. And so, challenging you, if you're new here, if this is all very unfamiliar to you, I challenge you. You just take one trade a day, just one trade a day, and the trade must be in a precision algorithm. That's all. You do this for 30 days, I can tell you, you will be mostly green and red. Mostly green and red. You will be green after 30 days. If you can follow this one trade a day and you only take a trade when there's a precision algorithm. All right, and you take profits. If it's a precision algorithm, there is no reason for you to be holding your trade, right? If it's in a precision algorithm, I'll be taking my trade within 1 point for sure, because it will reach 1 point sometimes within that one candle. You take that trade within that one candle, you're green for the day, you go wrap up and you go sleep, go enjoy your day, whatever you want to do. So if you're a newer trader, this information, how do you want to apply? Immediately you can apply it. And I challenge you to do that. All right? And as I slowly teach you more things, you can add in more. You make it complicated. You make your trading complicated when you learn more. So you start simple. Some of you, it's so ironic, right? You don't know how to trade and you're taking 70 trades a day. How is that possible, right? You don't even know what you're doing, taking 70 trades. In fact, if you don't know what you're doing, you should be taking 1 trade a day. And as you get better, then you slowly increase because you have the skill to increase more trades. But you see, that's the thing about trading. The more you know, the lesser you will trade. That's just the truth, right? So there will be that period of time you will experiment by over trading. And that's always the middle phase, right? So if you're a beginner here, right? If you're a beginner and then you're an expert here, right? There's always this middle phase where you're making all the silly mistakes, right? So you're a beginner, you're cautious, you're taking 1 trade a day, And then you start experimenting and you take 70 trades and you realize, no, that's not the way. You go back to taking 1 trade a day. You understand the point, right? So there will always be this phase, right? This is, even in life, this is known as your teenage phase, right? You will experiment, you will try things, you will get reckless, and then you will know your boundaries, you will know your limits, or in this case, you will know your edge, and then you return back to being a good boy and girl again, right? So anyway, the point is this: if you're a beginner, I challenge you, 1 trade a day and only take a trade in the precision algorithm. You're going to be absolutely fine. You're going to be making money already by then, right? Then you will learn, you will pick more things from me, and you will add on to your trading, and your training, and you will be able to build upon it and make more money from that, right? So if you're new watching this, right, take away something from this, watch the training videos, and show up every day, see my analysis every day, show up every day, make sense of what I'm trying to say every day, and then 1 trade a day, that's all you need to do in the precision algorithm. And then share your trades. After 30 days, you're going to do absolutely fine. I'm not worried about your subscription fee. You're going to make it back. I'm going to get banned by saying that again, isn't it? I don't care, because that's the truth. All right, you're going to make it back. It's easy, right? If you're trading and you're worried about $100, you're in the wrong space, right? Go learn plumbing. You're going to make back that amount of money in just changing a faucet. You just change a faucet, you'll probably make it $100. So if you're trading and you're worried about $100 a month, you're in the wrong space. All right, so I'm not worried. Some of you in 1 trade, you make back 10 years worth of sub, yeah? And that's why you're sub with me for years. Some of you are here with me since day 1, right? I'm not worried. We're going to make money every day. But you stop losing money. You stop being reckless, right? Stop being reckless, right? You have penny perfect algorithms. Look, I mean, come on. Why are you shorting this on Friday? Why? Please, you have penny perfect algorithms. You have the rules in place. You have all the resources every single day, even 4 years worth. Some of you are your own greatest enemy, especially if you're new and you have no idea how to trade, but you still don't want to sit down, humbly learn. I want the best for you. You want the best for yourself? I don't know, man. You tell yourself that. Do you want the best for yourself? And you figure it out, yeah? Anyway, I'm catching up. I want to have more lessons. I like this nature of it. I will have more lessons. Obviously, the training videos are important. So rewatch this again, especially at the start. I laid out what's important. I'm sorry it's not, to some of you, maybe it's not as organized as you would like. But as I tell you, trading is not a classroom thing, yeah? Some people just, trading is an overlap thing. You learn and learn, by repetition. You learn by me just bombing you with information, even if it's repeated, right? And it gets to you. It will click. And once it clicks, you cannot unclick it anymore, right? And that's what I'm trying to do with you. I'm just bombarding you with information, bombarding you with what's important, and it will click. And once it clicks, you'll be like, thanks. Thanks for being so boring and repetitive. And that's the point. Yep. Okay. I'm just going to allow the chat for 5-10 minutes. I'm just going to read it and just have a chat with you, and obviously answer some questions if I see anything that I can help you. So please fire away in the chat. Yeah, let me know if you learned anything today as well. Give me a shout out. Let me know if you learned anything. Tell me what's next that you think it's important. I saw something about liquidity, so I brought it up. And yeah, I will keep it in my notes. So whatever you say, I type it out in my notes at the side. And yeah, let me know whether it helped. As I mentioned, this is not so technical yet. I will go into more technical stuff once I get the what I mentioned figured out. Yeah. Show up every day, yeah, as I tell you. It will click for you. Show up every day. You are going to make money. I'm not worried. Yeah, what we're doing here is legitimate. What we're doing here works. I'm not worried, man. I mean, come on. You see me do it every single day. There's a group of you that are intentionally auditing me every day as well. I'm not worried. I'm not afraid. We're the real deal. So don't worry. But show up every day. You're gonna learn something, right? And the more difficult thing I worry for you is you unlearning what's wrong. Unlearning is so much harder than learning. So unlearning, I don't know how you want to do that, but you have to do it, right? Especially your bad habits, you have to unlearn them, right? Now, I'm reading the chat, so don't mind me. I'll take a sip of water in the meantime, yeah? I realize managing losses is a big thing, yeah. I will be having probably a separate segment about managing loss. I think that's a very good topic, how to manage loss. But a quick advice: if you're having losses, just stop trading. Right, so you must have your rules in place. Like for me, if I tell you, if you need to be taking one and done every day, regardless if it's green, if it's red, you call it a day, right? So it doesn't matter if it's green or red, right? If you have the other rule that I place for some of the more advanced traders, that's 3 trades a day. But if you hit 2 reds in a row, and you realize 3 trades, you will stop regardless of two red trades, right? So once you have 2 red, you call it a day. That's it. That's the maximum amount of loss that you allow yourself. So it's important to limit your loss, yeah? So it doesn't matter how much you're making, you have to limit your loss. Yeah, I'm reading. I still owe some of you an email for the SDT LTM 25. I will get back to you. Don't worry, man. But thank you for your patience. I have a big problem with the technical application of how to get you in, as I mentioned in the last live stream. So yeah, give me time. I'm very limited technically. And the thing is, I spend every single day trading, so I don't have time to properly look into them. I mean, the weekends I'm with you here training as well. So I'm practically, I'm practically having both of my hands tied. I'll find a way. I'll get you in, all right? Thank you for your patience. This new section, this new stuff, yeah, you see, I'm not touching it yet, right? This is private for me right now, so don't worry. I will be organizing this, as I mentioned. I'm not organizing it now because it's still under archiving. I have someone that's exporting everything out. Once it's done, the organization will start, yeah. Right, I want you to understand my perspective as well. When I say things like $100 a month is nothing. Yeah, you understand my perspective. You understand my mindset. You understand the reason why you're here, right? I've been in dire straits myself. I know, right? $100 was a lot of money to me in the long past, a long time ago. So I don't say that without gravitas. I don't say that without understanding the consequence of that. But I'm trying to tell you a very simple fact that if you're here, you're playing this game, you're not worried about $100, right? That shouldn't be the game you're playing. You're in the wrong game if you're worried about $100. If you're worried about $100, pick up another skill, right? Like what I mentioned, plumbing, or I don't know, doing something else, right? I don't know why I keep thinking about plumbing. Maybe because I got someone to fix something for me. It cost me what, $700-800 just fixing a few pipes at home. I respect it, because it's something I can't do. I'll pay. And this is what I mean, right? That skill may help you currently more than trading. So trading is a high income skill. Make no mistake about that. But maybe it's not your immediate solution to your problems in life right now. You can learn it on the side. Yes, certainly. Absolutely. And I want you to. Because this is a liberating skill. This skill will change your life. It will. Inside and outside. It will change your family's life too if you do it right. But no, sometimes you're trading with so much chip on your shoulder, You're trading this as if your life depends on it. Then you're not going to learn properly. That's not the right way to do that in life, right? So please listen to me. I want the best for you. I'm not here to solicit anything, a sale or whatever. It doesn't matter to me, right? We make money every day. Not from you, from the market. You're going to make money from the market, right? We're not cannibalizing anyone here. But you have to be smarter than that, especially in your choices in life, right? So have the right choice. Have the discernment to make the right choice in life, yeah? Okay. Let me just catch up here. Right, writing options, I will teach you a proper way to do that. So I will have a separate lesson for that. So you see, we have plenty to cover. I will be catching up on the syllabus, right? So sometimes, maybe not weekly. If you don't mind me doing that, I just want to sound out to you. If you don't mind me, I may take a break in the middle of the trading day and start a live stream to teach you something. Is that a problem? Will that be a problem for you? Of course, I will have already identified the algorithms for the day. But then if I see the need, I want to catch up on lessons. I can't do it. If I do it once a week, it may not be fast enough. So I want to cover more ground. So sometimes maybe if I want to take an hour off trading and just teach you something there and then, right? I think that may be one of the solutions for me to catch up on trades. I mean, catch up on the course syllabus and let me know how you feel about that, yeah? Yeah, metrics are important, yes. Let's see. Now, support and resistance is a very dynamic concept, right? I covered that in the trading video, so do watch the trading videos first, right? And you will have a better understanding there. Anyway, I'm copying everything here and pasting it in my notebook, so your questions will not go to waste. So even if I don't answer them now, right? Even if I don't answer them now, I will keep track of what you have already asked. So yes, I've noted everything, acknowledge it. Thank you for sending your questions. Yeah. Yeah, the AI or robots are not fixing plumbing anytime soon. Exactly. So, yeah, anyway, I know some of you are struggling, yeah? You're trying to find a solution. Maybe trading is not your solution now, but you can obviously tune in, yeah? And learn on the side until a certain threshold is being fixed in your life. Right, I understand that. I do. I certainly do. So anyway, this is a great year ahead. I am bombarding myself with lots of things to do for you as well. So you see, I'm spending so much time now with you, even on the weekends, rooting for your success. So show up every day, yeah, with me. Show up every day. It doesn't matter if you're going to learn something. If it's not, you're not going to learn throughout the entire hour. But as long as you learn something and it helps you in your long-term longevity, in your success in trading, what's the problem with that? What's your investment? What's your investment in just tuning in and listening? So show up every day. Let's do it. We got this. Yeah. A live stream doing trading. Yeah. But probably not trading traded $2,000 account. Yeah, my early videos I did that because okay, let me just answer some very common questions. I started out my first few videos with a small account because back then what happened was that there was I think it was a stimulus from COVID. Yeah, $2,000. So that's why everyone was searching for how to day trade with a small account. So that was a trending keyword. So all I had to do, especially if I was just starting out on YouTube, right? I wanted to help as many people as possible. So I just latched onto the keyword small account. So small account was a trending keyword back then. And that's why you see my first few videos started with a small account. But I've shown you again, it's possible. But $2,000, it's possible. It's definitely possible. But paper trade first. And I would suggest some of you are actually experts at getting into funded platforms. $2,000, it's much better if you go into the funded route, right? You become a funded trader. You pay even less. And you can get money and learn at the same time as well. So the funded trading platform might be the direction for you if you have a smaller than small account. Yeah. Yes, I mean, certainly all of you are helping me in one way or another. I truly appreciate it. Yeah. But you see, the help is so intangible, right? It cannot be. It's not transactional. It's not documented. You know, when we help each other, we are truly helping each other because we believe in each other's values. So once help becomes transactional, it's no longer help. That's the point. Yeah. So just help as much as you can when you see something that needs fixing in one way or another. You know, you just step in and try to help. That's what help is about. Likewise, some of us have already elevated in our roles where we help in larger ways, right? So there are people who are tracking my trades. They're already helping in larger ways. And they took the step first to struggle to help. And now they are in that position to help in the long term. So for example, TG, who's taking my trades, recording them, or even Chacha, who's recording the early algorithms, right? Back then, Emperor was helping out with the algorithms as well. DG is doing that now as well. I mean, there are a lot more people who are helping behind the scenes. They tell me, they inform me, but you don't know that they're helping. You know, they're helping other members in understanding basic concepts. Many of you are doing that. I know them. Some of you don't even declare them to me, and you're helping without my knowledge. Amazing. So we're all helping one another because you realize the most important thing, that when you help someone else, as I always tell you, when you serve someone else, you know what you're doing? You're hijacking that person's experience. Now, there is limited experience you can gain when you do it yourself. Very limited. But when you hijack another person's experience, you may double or triple your experience in that same amount of work that you do by helping that person. So it's a concept that I learned when I was serving. I'm still serving. But the point is, you hijack that person's experience, right? So use it to your advantage, and that's why you help. But yet you see it's not transactional because you can't transact that sort of help. So it's beautiful because that help cannot be transactional. You never think of transacting it, right? But you help and you gain the person's experience as well, right? All right. Thank you very much. We'll go on to, I'll probably have another 2 more classes this week. I'm planning. And I can't wait to get the paywall up so that I can properly go into much detailed trading. But don't forget your training videos. That's important. I will be launching the training videos back again soon. And yeah, thank you very much for tuning in. I will be reposting this. This will be unlisted, so you will not see it in the public server for good reason, as I mentioned. Yeah, getting a little tired now, but thank you for tuning in. I really, really appreciate it.